Hi, folks. Noah here. Not your boss monster, not so much, but this, of course, is the Kaiju Lounge, your home for humor, opinions, and nerd shit. And I am taking a bit of an unexpected day today. That's a sex shop. We're not going to show that. I'm having a bit of an unexpected day because I am here, not in New York City like I normally am. I am here in Aarhus, Denmark, the second biggest city in Denmark. I'm on vacation visiting my sister-in-law and family out here. Was not expecting to make this video. And wasn't really expecting to make any video. Hence why I'm filming this on an iPhone in a loud space with that guy passing by behind me. But interesting enough, I found a lovely little store by the name of PopCultGang. Amazing. A city where I found very little nerd stuff to really interact with. And I have been lucky enough to meet the wonderful owners there, Amelia and Matthias, and talk a bit about how this tiny little nerdy pop-up became a thing. Let's go over to the store and check it out. So I'm here at PopCultGang besides Amelia. My wife's very gracious enough to let me break away while she watches the kid. So we can come back here and talk to you guys about PopCultGang. So let's go to the beginning. How did this whole store thing come about? Because you guys only began about a year ago, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, with this physical store, but like the whole idea of like PopCultGang started like way earlier, I suppose, because we've collected for all the time we've been together. So
We're married. Yeah, I can send you really fun wedding photos. Got
Did
married.
you guys do like a themed wedding?
Yes,
Like,
exactly.
Oh, beautiful,
just
please.
pop culture themed, so it was
Yeah.
dressed up.
I got married as a giant pork from Star Wars, the little owl thing. That was
Oh
awesome.
my god, that's amazing.
Yeah, that's great.
We've been together for 12 and a half years now, just collecting, and then I think because we met each other when we were around 20, so we also like found each other with this collecting thing and having it as a hobby, going and hunting and just sharing that passion. And
Did you guys meet in the collecting scene, or was it just by chance you found out you both love this kind of
I
stuff?
think we just found out by meeting each other, and then because I didn't really collect any of this kind of stuff before.
Mm-hmm.
You collect a little bit of games, and you were also very oh, I have this collection. When we moved in together, like, can I bring this collection? And I think it was like a little one shelf with 10 games or something. I was like,
Yeah, it wasn't that much. But yeah, it's just grown over the years, the two of us. And then I think it's also important to tell about Tone. She's
Yeah.
a very important part of this. We had a very nice friend when we decided to go full on with this. It was for a convention some 4 years ago.
5 years.
5 years ago.
6 years ago.
6 years ago. Oh my
Yeah.
god. No, 5 years because it wasn't mine. Yeah, it doesn't matter. But anyways, we were preparing for this convention. There was a third wheel, our good friend Tone, and then suddenly she passed away while we were preparing for this convention. And it was so crazy because her dad was driving us, and he just sort of called, and I was like, and we thought it was about getting there, and she was like, she passed away, and we were just, wow, fuck that. We had no idea where that came from. Like it was like completely random. So it was like we were 3 people, and then we still did the convention, even though it was super hard. But we found a lot of joy in doing that, and we just sort of decided, okay, we'll keep pursuing this.
So, I was talking about this earlier, but just for both you guys, now you've had this up. It's been about a year. How's it been? How's business? There's truly nothing like this. It seems like in the city elsewhere. So you feel very one of a kind. What's the reception been like here in Aarhus?
It's been overall good, I think, especially like after a year now. I think people also begin to get it more.
Yeah.
Some people are still only like finding out about it, like coming in and like, oh, how long have you been here? Like, for a year? And they're like, what? But I feel like people are, it's a good reception, because even if people aren't collectors and they get in here, they feel like the nostalgic vibe, which is also what we want to give to people, this feeling of like going back in time and seeing all of these things that you might have forgotten existed, and then reliving some of your past memories through that.
Yeah, and we're sitting in this little corner that we also made for hopefully people taking like their Instagram photo or whatever, so they can feel that they're in the in the time, which is also as you say, a very important part of it, that the people just get to nostalgia is a very crazy thing in a way, because it sort of allows us to travel back in time for a brief moment, and I think a lot of people forget that, especially in Denmark, because we're very not materialistic, and people don't want to keep stuff around, but you have this stuff is our generation's antiques, so we want to share.
No, I mean, you're absolutely right. It's so, we think about the antiques I grew up with, like my grandparents' stuff, or like my parents' stuff, and seeing that, old books of like The Wizard of Oz, the original print of that, something like that. It's like, that's no different than having the Goonies 2, game lying on my shelf somewhere. It's just mediums and technology changed.
Yeah.
As an outsider from the US, coming to this country, what is, and you guys have both, been to the US a couple times, and you mentioned going to the concert out there. What is nerd culture like out here? Like, how is it different? Is there much of that, or does it seem like that's kind of growing?
It's still kind of growing, and we can feel also with the store opening that it's growing also with us opening the store, because people are starting to realize that it's a thing, and it's maybe also okay to like
dabble in it.
Games, and that's also part of the reason why we did this, because we were like, why are we living in a country where there isn't like more stuff like this? Because every time we go travel, we look for these things, and
oh my god,
because we love it. So like the whole community part of like creating a space where people can come in
and I think also at more like international basis, I think it's also an important place because of COVID. Everything, it seems like a lot of these stores have closed down and sort of given up. Like, we went to New York, where you're from, and tried looking for these places, and there were so few left. Like all this
really changed. I think because those places were probably, they were working on such thinner margins as far as how much they were making versus how much they have to pay for rent and upkeep. I think only like the ones with a long sort of bankroll behind it have been able to maintain. It's a little different. I mean, you guys were lucky enough, I guess, to start after the pandemic. Does it feel like, do you think you could have done this beforehand, or do you think the timing has sort of worked out?
The timing worked out great.
Yeah.
But also because of personal, we made, it's so crazy, but you work with games also, right? You're interested.
Yeah.
You know a game called Who's Your Daddy?
Yeah,
so I work on that.
Oh wow!
So
okay.
It's like it's really, so we make this game, and I have like a stake of the game. We have like passive income from that, and that game sort of re-exploded over the past 5 years or so. So we suddenly had a lot of funding and capital that made it possible for us to, dare to venture into this thing, because otherwise it would never have made sense, I think. So it's very coincidental in a way also. Great. I think the pandemic helped, because then a lot of people started buying it again, and they became, it's so old already that people became nostalgic, and we were doing a remake and everything, so yes.
It's funny because I also feel like the games industry, especially with the indie games, have become a little more global, how we think about that. I look at, if I watch the showcase for like Day of the Devs or something, I'm seeing a lot more developers from a lot more countries than, typically it's been dominated by like US, Japan doing most of it there. From that side, is there, having worked on Who's Your Daddy, like, is there a developer scene kind of happen here as well? Is there a lot of that happening too?
Yeah, we're really trying, and I think the store also helps in terms of now we're being contacted by indie game devs, and they want to do events, and they want to do, store stuff. What do you call it? Like, if they want to, it becomes like a gathering spot for a lot of creative people. We have a lot of people from Lego especially coming here, which is also,
that makes a lot of sense. So you guys are really close to headquarters here, right?
Exactly. So they come here and they all collect, and then all the devs start connecting with them. So it's becoming like a nice network scene. So I think this store is definitely gonna help creating a bigger indie scene in this area, because a lot of the indie scene in Denmark is it's all very spread, but most of it is in Copenhagen.
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
And then there's a little city near here where there's like a gaming college that you can go to where you learn to become a dev and you take all the college
really
education.
cool.
Yes, so a lot of indie game devs are also in that area. But yeah, this town is growing, and I can't speak about it, but there are some AAA projects happening in the city as well, which
Oh wow.
is probably going to make a splash in a year or two, which is nice.
I
So,
think that's exciting, and to be
Yes.
kind of in the forefront, kind of be able to celebrate that and find those fans and those people who are also interested. Hopefully, bring them in here is
Yeah.
really cool.
we hope.
What you guys both, born and raised here in Aarhus specifically, or
No.
no? Okay.
And then I'll talk again. No, you can. You can.
I grew up north of Copenhagen and lived also in Copenhagen for almost 10 years, I think, before we moved to Aarhus. And we didn't really know the city before moving here. We just came from the other end of the country, and then when we wanted to move
This
in together,
the
it was
halfway
like,
point.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So why was it just because it was a halfway point, and then more so it's like, is the store like this? Do you see it succeeding in other parts of Denmark? Do you feel like it's very specific to the community here in Aarhus? Like, could you have this as successfully in Denmark
Could have
and
had
Copenhagen, for instance?
Successful in Copenhagen, I think, for sure.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But there's already like kind of another kind of community there. So I think it's also nice that we have trying to make our own here
Mm-hmm.
as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, because Aarhus is the second biggest city in Denmark, and it is, it's like 100,000 university students also. So it's very
The
a lot of
influx of young people, I'm
Yeah,
sure helps with
exactly.
that.
it for sure. I mean, where I'm from, Esbjerg, which is a fishing town. I mean, it would never.
you can't handle this in a fishing town, you don't think?
We can't even wear the clothes we wear when we go to. We get looks all the time, and people are like, "What the hell is wrong with those guys?" It's so old-fashioned.
Well, I want to get to that too, because when I initially came in yesterday, I did a little bit of the B-roll there, and then we got here early enough to see you guys come in and open the place up, and outside of myself, you were the most brightly colored people I had seen in this city in a whole week. Is this the normal vibe, or is this for the store? And more so, what's it like being so colorful in a city that doesn't quite have that outside of these four walls we have here?
Thing we're not just colorful because of the store, but the store is more like an extension of us. So
Right.
the store is colorful because
That's what
we
you guys
like
are.
the colors,
Yeah.
yeah. And I always loved dressing in colorful because I'm like, there was a time where I dressed all black and
Yeah, me
stuff.
too.
But
We all
then
love that
it
dark
changed,
face.
and it's just more fun because I feel more happy and more.
And it's the happiest, the
Yeah,
smiliest city.
You
Is that
change
right?
your mood and you dress up and have fun with it instead of just
Yeah.
dressing up in beige and gray and.
And I think it also, for me, because I used to dress this colorful, and then I had a major depression for a couple of years. And I think it's also because, the environment I grew up in, that was very, depressing. I remember I sewed my own chicken pants, pants with just chicken all over. And everyone was laughing, and eventually my mom just hid them. And I couldn't find them for years. She just hid them.
Just
It was
hid- didn't want you to find them.
she didn't want me to wear them. And that was, I feel that was, that sort of put a damper on me, but then when I met you and you dressing colorful, it just eventually,
And now you've got your revenge. And this is
Yes, exactly. Now we're doing all colors, which is awesome. Let us know if we can help.
Last questions for both of you is so much stuff here. Do you guys have a favorite in the store currently? There's a lot.
We have some stuff that's not for sale that I love.
That's true. What is it? Your gloves? Or?
I really love, I don't know if you saw the Punch-Out gloves up there.
I did not realize there were punch-out gloves specifically.
So those were,
Oh.
Nintendo used them for a promotional event in 2009 or 8, I think, where they did like a boxing match at Gamescom. So those I'm very happy about. I used to also do game journalism here in Denmark.
Oh,
and
wonderful. Okay.
So it's, we got a lot of weird stuff from them. And I guess we had a really cool item that we just sold recently, which was a Super Mario Advance signed by Shigeru Miyamoto.
Oh my god.
Which was awesome. And that was really nice.
And I'm just angry it didn't show up sooner.
We sold it to a very nice collector in the US who's trying to do like some Nintendo Power collection, I guess, because it was
interesting.
priced in a Nintendo magazine. in 2001, and we somehow got our hands on it. That's probably the coolest item we've had yet. We sold for 50,000 kronas, but
Wow.
that's
I think it makes sense.
yeah, it makes sense. It was valued way higher afterwards, but it's yeah, that was nice. That was pretty cool. What about you? Your favorite?
The grandma's chair.
The grandma's chair.
The one I'm sitting on, I will say, I think I have some shots of it, but right now, look at that. Here we go. So it can be seen. This guy, yeah. This is. Do you know if this was somebody's like a collector thing, or was this just like a McDonald's that closed down? And
Yeah. It was.
It is from my McDonald's. Was it in
That's amazing.
Spain?
Yeah.
Or?
In Spain. So there's some of these
Wow.
floating around, but they're becoming very hard to find now. So yeah, we also paid a lot for it, but it,
I mean, yeah, I totally get it. But it seems like one of a kind. I mean, it looks a little, even hand painted.
I think
It is
it's-
hand-painted, yeah.
That's.
as far as I know,
And they're nice enough to let me sit on it, which is great.
yeah, but I think in Europe they hand painted them, and in the US they were manufactured.
That sounds like the US.
So it's super cool.
Well, great. Well, guys, thank you so much. This place is absolutely amazing. I'd say anyone coming out to, to Aarhus specifically, like check this out. I'm always kind of like you guys. I'm always on the lookout for like fun, nerdy stuff when I'm in the city. And
Yeah.
I think I was even here 2 years ago, so it was before you guys had opened up, and
Yeah.
there was Faro Cigar, right? That as a mini painter, I love that stuff. But like, that was kind of it. And so it's cool to see the city expand. Cool to see you guys bring something unique and independent, because I know that's a chain.
Yeah.
To the city. So if you guys are here, check it out. Where can people find you online?
PopCultGang at Instagram, PopCultGang at Facebook, TikTok, all the places you can search.
Awesome, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Oh wow, yeah.
It keeps going. We have a lot of shit, but
Oh my God, you guys got you guys as much space down here as you do up top.
it keeps going in here.
Oh.
We just haven't. We're trying to sort everything right now, which is why it's extra messy, because doing a web store,
Oh yeah.
also shipping to the US.
Well, good to know. I was gonna say, like, next time I come. It really continues.
This is where it floods all the time.
That makes sense. Oh yeah, I got some old PS2 games up in here.
There's a lot of weird stuff. Promotional Crash Bandicoot, press kit.
Oh wow.
Some weird stuff in here. Yeah, Super Famicom.
That's amazing. So there you have it, guys. If you are in the area, if you happen to be in Aarhus in Denmark, I would say check out PopCultGang. And absolutely, I went to across the street real fast. An absolutely amazing little store with two amazing people who absolutely love this stuff and are trying to bring the nerdy vibes. Ooh, that is bright. There we go. This way. Trying to bring the nerdy vibes here to Denmark. If you like this and want to see more nerd stuff on travel, then pay me. Because traveling is expensive. And I can't afford it. But also subscribe to the channel, like this video, share it with your friends. Until next time, stay cool, stay hip, and stay heavy.